Hello, friend. Thanks for pressing play on this episode of the Brassy Broadcast. I wanted to share a recent experience with you. I know there are a lot of creatives and business owners that listen to this podcast. And as a business owner that does work in creative services, I often struggle to bridge that gap between being comfortable in my more kind of, creative rock and roll clothes and those clothes that are a little more buttoned up and professional, what I like to call my grown-up clothes. I would walk into a client meeting or give a talk to a group of people and feel uncomfortable before I even started. What I didn't realize is that my discomfort and uneasiness actually started long before I arrived at the meeting or the event. It started all the way back in my closet when I was trying to figure out what in the heck to even wear. This bonus episode was recorded with Nicole Bush from Nicole Blair Wear. Nicole is a stylist. Now, let me just say that I never in a million years thought that I would hire a stylist. That sounds like some pretentious BS to me. Stylists are for celebrities and folks that walk red carpets or fancy rich people. None of those are me. My mindset around this idea of working with a stylist started shifting when I saw videos that Nicole was posting on LinkedIn about the work she was doing with entrepreneurs and business owners and speakers. Oh, wait. Now that is me. Could this Nicole person be that magical wizard that helps me figure out what makes sense for me to wear? Could she help me be comfortable in my clothes and look put together all at the same time? This was a financial investment and also miles beyond my comfort zone. And I will tell you, I'm already seeing the return on this investment. My wife and I went shopping for black jeans this week, and I did not have a meltdown. I can tell you, the last few times I've been out to buy jeans or pants, total breakdown. This time, I walked into the store knowing exactly what connector pieces I needed. And we will be talking about connector pieces and what those are in this episode. But I'm not wasting any more money on clothes that I think I should be wearing for professional events. And most importantly, now I'm comfortable and confident when I walk into a room. I recorded this episode in my closet right after our Power Hour session, and we were both a little giddy. I wanted to make sure that I captured some of these tips that Nicole shared with me so that I could share them with you, and maybe it will save you some frustration or some self-defeating thoughts when you look into the abyss of your own closet. Let's jump into my closet with Nicole Bush. Friend, I am in my closets with my new friend, Nicole Bush. Nicole helps people like me that now that I'm starting to get outside from, just making podcasts where it doesn't really matter what I wear. And now I'm getting out in the world and I'm talking more about it and I'm presenting more and getting more speaking gigs. I wasn't really sure how I needed to show up and look, and how could I still be true to who I am, but still look professional. So Nicole came over, went through my tiniest little walk-in closet / podcast studio, and that is where we were sitting here recording post all of the work that we've done in the Nicole Power Hour. So meet Nicole.
Hi, guys. So nice to meet everyone. Okay, so this Power Hour was amazing. First of all, I think because, Jen, thank you for being so open to this.
My pleasure.
But then also, you have some really awesome clothes, like killer clothes. And I think our personalities are completely different. And yet none of that matters when you do this.
No. I knew that we were in good shape when you were like, you need a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. Well, I had one back in the 80s and I got rid of it. Oh, why did I do that?
I think everyone needs a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. That's a staple.
Isn't it?
It's kind of like a blazer. Who doesn't own that? Seriously, we're going to get down to business.
Yeah. Well, because I was a little intimidated. I knew that this was something that I needed to do. And I will tell you, I probably wouldn't have done it, but our mutual friend, Lisa Mitchell, I knew that Nicole had gone to Lisa's, and I was like, whoa, the before and after with just little tweaks, that made a difference. So it's some Jedi clothing kind of mastery that I was like, ooh, maybe if I could just tweak a couple little things, it would make a really big impact. And that is absolutely what has happened, because I saw a video, the whole before and after, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I was still intimidated to make that step myself until I went back and saw some video of some things that I wore when I was presenting. And I was like, I could probably do that a little better. What are those little tweaks that I could make that would pull some stuff together?
Well, and I like to call it leveling up. You're in a business where you're an entrepreneur, you want to stay true to yourself, but corporations are hiring you. And so you have to kind of deliver on that. And yet here you are showing up and like, you want to be authentic and you want to be who you are. And I always say, as a motivational speaker, you cannot go out there and like motivate people when you feel terrible.
Exactly.
And so dressing up in something that feels like you're wearing your mom's outfit, like that was fun when you were 5.
Right.
Like not today. We're changing that. So I think it's really important for women to feel comfortable in their own clothes, and then obviously presenting like you have all these eyes on you. And I think people feel that they have to check the box and be like, this is corporate, so I'm going to purchase that, instead of saying, no, I need to stay true to who I am. And so we were able to like dive deep and figure out, who is Jen?
Still figuring out what I'm going to be when I grow up. But what I thought was helpful is you made me fill out the survey thing before we got together. And then you started connecting dots from that. And I was like, oh, there's method to this madness. It's not just that Nicole is naturally gifted at this. There's a theory behind it and a process.
Yes. And I think that the hardest thing that I've battled since moving here is people understanding that I'm not just good at dressing people. Like, there is a science that goes into this. I did go to school. I studied under one of the top stylists out there, Stacey London of TLC's What Not to Wear. I was handpicked by her and I did a style tour with her. So I really try to apply all of that information as well as just the realness. It's intimidating and
it is.
Yeah. And there's some stylists that are just like, they're snobby and they're like, and I've worked with a few that have intimidated me. And so my thought process going into this was always going to be like, keep it real and just make it approachable. You're in someone's closet and it's like, they already feel terrible. It's like when someone comes to your house unannounced, you're like, oh my gosh, I swear it's never this dirty. It's like, yes, it is. This is how we live. Be real.
I put my t-shirts into piles for you.
Exactly. Oh, thank you. Well, I destroyed those piles because there were so many good ones.
That's good.
And I learned that she has a fur. That might be going home with me. No.
It was from high school. It just lives in a closet upstairs.
I know, but I found it. I did not find any leopard, which usually I spot that stuff. Have you ever seen the episode of Seinfeld when he's like, I was spotting them left and right, Jerry? I found no leopard here.
Something else that I thought was really interesting, because I have some things hanging in my closet. Oh, yeah, that used to fit me. And oh, yeah, I'm going to get back into that. And it was like this crazy breakthrough when Nicole was like, but do you really want to wear that? So it doesn't matter. Even when I get back to that shirt, I'm not going to wear that because I am no longer that person. And that just needs to get the heck out of my closet. I didn't know that was such a drain and really kind of just made me feel not really great about myself.
You know, most people hang on to things because, one, they spent money on it, or maybe there's an emotional tie. But typically people hang on to clothes because they think, well, when I lose weight, I'm going to wear that. And the reality is, no, you're not. You're going to want a new outfit. You're going to want a whole new wardrobe. And I think what happens is we put this pressure on ourselves that we have to weigh a certain amount. We have to look a certain way. And in reality, it's like, you start your morning off on a really sour note of nana nana poo poo, I don't fit. You feel terrible about yourself, but then somehow you're supposed to like muster up this courage to go get your cup of coffee and start your podcast and be this motivational speaker when like you just spent the first 20 minutes of your life feeling terrible about yourself. Yeah.
No more of that. These shirts are hitting the door.
Well, it's not even who you are. You've evolved. Do you remember wearing this? All right. So by the way, guys, we're staring at a blue Levi's shirt with white snaps. And just to give you, some detail. And I look at this and I think, this is so not you on so many levels. Like you're moving up in the world.
Yeah. It's so not me anymore. Now I've got some flash on some of those button-down shirts.
Heck yeah. Well, and I think too, when you speak of flash, I view that, so that's your term, and like my terminology is there's attention to detail.
Yes.
And what you do and what you bring to your clients and what you bring to your audience is that attention to detail. Like podcasting is hard. Like it is. I mean, our dear friend Lisa was like, you should start, when I was like, oh yeah, I'll get right on that. By the way, that's not happening anytime soon. But I could appreciate, right? So it's like when the audience is sitting there staring at you, those little grown-up items, it's really just like what you bring to the table and who you are as a person and who you are as a businesswoman.
Okay, can we talk about the magic of the connector pieces? Because I didn't know. I didn't know that I had cool things. I just didn't have a way to put them together. The musician in me is like, it's basically the bridge of a song that connects the pieces together. You need a bridge in your closet. Who knew?
Yeah. Most people don't. So what happens is the average person, when I walk into their closet, it's filled with a bunch of stuff. There's usually a 3-size run. So like, I am not eating, drinking, I am no fun, and I am eating a Tic Tac. And this is my like goal weight, right? Which is like, all right, you can't maintain that. And then you have the like every day, and then you have the, oh my gosh, my pants, they're about to blow, and so I got to get my stuff back together. So you have that spectrum. And so what happens is you have all of these clothes, but what you're missing are those connector pieces. Those pieces, like you said, the bridge, they bridge the gap together that makes it all work together. And so most people are missing that and they don't even know. So the way I equate it is like you have your dress up stuff and then you have your lounge clothes. But what is that in between? And so nobody has those. So when you have these pieces, you think you have no clothes when in fact you're just missing the bridge. So our bridge today that we found was a black pair of denim.
Yeah.
And you could do that under $50. Like you're not breaking the bank by getting that. But we realized that we could take a blazer and go to a formal event. When I say formal, a corporate event, put on one of your great shirts underneath, your cowboy boots, and then that's the pair that bridges the gap between those two worlds.
Exactly. It's seriously magic. I had no idea. And I just feel so much better now. Like there's this new level of confidence that I think is going to magically start coming out a little bit more. So I'm really, really excited about that.
That makes me so happy. This is the best part of my job. So Rebecca, our dear friend Rebecca, mentioned, she calls it confidence in the closet. And it's so true because it's like, it's kind of like when someone says, oh, you have pretty eyes, or whatever. Like when someone just gives you that little bit of confidence, you're like, I got this. I walk a little bit taller. I strut my stuff. You shouldn't be spending your mornings wondering or worrying about what you're going to wear. Your focal point is to go in, tell your story, and connect with people. Your life should not be spent putting outfits together, frustrated in the morning.
Now I have outfits.
You have cool stuff.
Well, because we talked about like putting 2 or 3 together, and now I have 5 or 6. Seriously? 7. Yes. I was like, hey, Nicole, I'm going to go heat my coffee up. I'll be back. I was gone 1 minute and 5 seconds to heat my coffee in the microwave. I came back and boom, she had another outfit together. I was like, how do you do that? It's mind blowing. I got a boatload of cool stuff to wear now. Who knew that lived in my closet?
Well, and what's really cool is to see when you start wearing those to events, your confidence that you bring as you walk into the room, right? People will pick up on that. They'll notice it.
Totally.
You just kind of walk a little bit, you strut your stuff, girl.
That's right. That's exactly it.
All right. So let's talk about the one thing that, was this fun?
Oh my God. It was so much fun. When I thought about it, I didn't think fun, because when I go shopping, typically I don't think fun. I think I mentioned in the survey that I filled out that it usually involves a tantrum of some sort. Poor Beth, she'll go and she'll bring me clothes, and she'll bring me like an array of sizes. And she also makes sure that I've had some snacks before we go so that I don't get even more cranky. Like,
yes.
It's an ordeal to go shopping. But now that I know I just need to get another Guns N' Roses t-shirt to replace the one I stupidly gave away, and a pair of black jeans, like I can do this. This is manageable. It's small little baby steps, and it's going to work with things that I already have.
Absolutely. And I think what happens is you walk into this store and you're either bombarded by a sales associate, or there's so much you don't even know where to begin. And so you start picking things that you don't need. So I'm going to equate that to me walking into a music store. And I'm like, I think I need a stand for my music. And I think I need drumsticks. And so you have all of these things.
Yeah.
But a musician would walk in and say, you know what, Nicole, you don't need that. Let's hone in on what you need. And so all I do is kind of take you and redirect and kind of sift. And it should be a process that works on your level, at your pace and your budget, and not, I don't want tantrums.
No, that's no fun. No. And I didn't let you see my cargo shorts, so those are still hidden away.
We're not at that level just yet.
We're still in baby steps.
I'm good, but I'm not that good. We're not going to address that on our first session. We did, however, have some fun, so you'll definitely have to check out our videos that we post for this.
Do you have a YouTube channel, Nicole?
I do not, but I feel like I need one.
Yes. And what's your Instagram?
Oh, I am Nicole Blair Wear.
Okay.
So you can find all social media under Nicole Blair Wear. That is my business. And it's all about just feeling confident in your clothes every day and being the best version of yourself, not someone else, not what's trending, just you.
And we'll leave it at that. Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in my closet. Thanks for listening. My challenge to you is to do something for yourself that feels miles and miles out of your comfort zone. Email me at jen@brassybroad.com. Let me know what you do that's out of your comfort zone and how it works out. Thanks for listening. Now get out in the world and do some good.